Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Life's good, campers. Life is good. Anyway, did you have a good weekend? Mine was spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I hope yours was too. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. One note. One note. Okay? Let me honk and we'll talk about one note. One note. Guys, I am so sincere. I am so literal. I smothered you with pictures of Doc Severinsen, who would just play thousands, tens of thousands of notes every day. One note. When you're talking about chops, I would rather you play one note correctly than 5 hours incorrectly. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. I'll go a step further. If you can do one note correctly, that's great. I would rather you didn't practice at all than practice 5 hours incorrectly. And I mean that sincerely. I'm not trying to exaggerate to prove a point. I'm not trying to be smug. One note correctly is better for your chops than 5 hours of incorrect playing. Now, let me explain. Most of you heard this before, but this has come up several times in lessons, students lately. Oh, I didn't get any practicing in. That shouldn't bother your chops one bit. Now, what other trumpet system can make that claim? What? None. None. And I'll tell you what, it is so foreign to all you jamokes who are still tightening your corners. If you tighten your corners, yes, you have to get the hours in. Hours and hours and hours. You can't miss days. You have to get it in. Why? You are developing a muscle. We are doing just the opposite. I want you to completely make those corners non-existent. All the strength that you need to play double C's and above is already in your tongue. It's one of the strongest muscles in the body. Many experts call it the strongest muscle in the body. How they calibrate that, I don't know. I don't care. But let me explain. It is so important that you play correctly. Otherwise, you are teaching yourself to play incorrectly. It's just, there's no other way around it. And you are better off playing one note correctly than 5 hours incorrectly. It's the worst thing you can do. Now, if you want to be a great trumpet player, ultimately you have to put the hours in. I've said this a zillion times, but it has to be done correctly. Now, I have, over the years, have figured out a way to do it. Stop, spit, buzz, reset. The minute you feel yourself crashing, stop. Take a little rest, spit, buzz, rest a little more, reset, and continue until it starts to crash again. Stop. And if you played a couple measures, if you played a couple measures that you knew were strained, you have to stop, spit, buzz, and spit buzz those notes and then play it correctly. Guys, you have to. Otherwise, you are teaching yourself to play incorrectly. You just are. Now, what I'm about to say, I can only bet that every single one of you at some point, has had this phenomenon happen to them. Experienced this. I guarantee you have. Okay? And that is when, for whatever reason, you're forced to take days off. Let's just say you're sick and you can't play for a week. Many times you come back, even though it feels like a foreign object there. Gee, for 15, 20 minutes, you sound great. Right? We've all been there. Sometimes it just feels like crap. But many times, it feels great. And then 15 minutes into it, it starts to dissipate, and before you know it, you're in a mess. Why is that? Because for a week while you were sick, you did not play incorrectly. Now, I flooded the pictures with Doc. Now, he used to say, if I miss 1 day practice, it will take me 3 days of practice to get it back. So if he missed a week because he was sick, that takes him 21 days to get it back. And I don't doubt that for a minute. But think about living that way. I used to live that way, and it was torture. I don't do that anymore. How could Harry James, if his band didn't play for 3 months, he wouldn't even take the horn out of the case. When he did show up at the gig without a warm-up or anything, he had to oil his valves. I mean, Maynard Ferguson, same thing. They weren't practicing Clark studies while they were on breaks. Guys, and they didn't miss a note. Well, that's not true. Maybe the first set sounded a little funky, and then before you know it, they're wailing. Refreshed and ready to go. Why? They weren't stretching. Especially in Harry James's case. Doc, much of it was mental, but he needed that daily pounding. It took him 3 to 5 hours every single day. This is me. This isn't me saying it, making something up. This is him. 3 to 5 hours every single day for him to turn into Doc Severinsen. And he did, there's some things out there, clinics that he did, where he literally, during a clinic, he didn't warm up. He showed everybody how he would warm up. And guys, it sounded hideous when he first starts. An hour into the clinic, oh yeah, there's Doc. Guys, if you're not tightening the corners, there is nothing to keep in shape. Now, accuracy, that's a different thing. That's a different thing completely. And I've told you many times, when I come back from the Jersey Shore or something like that, and I go up to the Double C, I could play this job, that job. If I had to play something like the Brandenburg or something, I'd miss some notes. The accuracy is a different thing, and that is where the practice comes in. I'm not telling, if you want to be a great trumpet player, I'm not telling you don't practice. What I'm telling you is you do not need hours and hours of practice to develop great chops. That's just a fact. If you play this way. If you choose to play with the tight corners, all bets are off. You're doomed. You want to live that way? Go ahead. Not me, bud. Not me, bud. Anyway, that's that. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.